Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, good. Sorry if I'm not wearing my jersey. I've been really sweaty, so I'm like,
Dude, wear whatever the hell you want. I do not care. I'm sure Andy won't give a shit. The press is all that matters for them. You don't honestly don't even have to have it up front if it's uncomfortable.
it's fine. It's
It's been what, an hour now since the series is wrapped up. What's it been like for you?
um, I don't even know what to feel. Just, yeah. That's that's what my mind is just blanking. I'm just, god damn.
I want to kind of go back a little bit. So there aren't many people who are going to be Optic Gaming fans like I was, and like a handful of us were, but most people don't know that the origins of your duo with Dokla started on Optic Academy when you both got your first Academy start. Croissant even joining in summer, but I think Dokla got promoted that summer when
Yeah.
Zig retired. But what is it like to have somebody with you for the most part throughout the majority of that journey, starting an academy, getting all the way now up to your first ever Worlds tournament? What's that like?
I think, I guess a lot of people don't know this too, but like one of the very first amateur tournaments I even played in, like 2016 or 20, when I was like 15 years old or 16, I played it with Dokla as well.
No way.
um, yeah. So I mean, Dokla and I, we have like a love-hate relationship. I think like these past 2 years on CLG, like we've explored it more, and like we're getting closer in that way. I think it's just super cool to look back on and be like, wow, we started our careers together, we make it to Worlds together. Feels good.
Dang. Our last year you came to New York with CLG. I know you guys got to like shoot around on the court, but you were kind of experiencing Worlds from the side.
Hmm.
Looking back on that, is there anything that you think, 2022 you looking at this moment now would have been most proud of?
Um, I mean, you kind of hit the what is it, the nail on the head. Um, yeah, I mean, when I went to Worlds, I was like, just seeing the whole crowd, seeing everybody cheering, being up there playing against like the best players, like my exact thoughts were literally, I need to make it to Worlds. I know literally the first day I got there when I saw Dokla, he was like, we need to fucking make it to Worlds. So I
One
I
year.
actually kind of forgot about that. Wow.
You didn't even have to wait that long. 1 year.
Yeah.
That's it. What do you think is the biggest change that you've made over the last year? Like what allowed you to get over the hump? Because there was this extended period of time where you got close but just could never get over that hurdle. What is that thing that made the difference?
I think that early on in the split we had our downs a little bit, like our ups and downs, right? Um I think you can go back to like my Twitter posts and stuff like that, and like you can kind of see me reflecting on those games and being like, I should just carry these games. Like these players are not good enough to, like the enemy team, right? The
Yeah.
players are not good enough to win these games. Like I should literally be able to solo carry these games, and I think that I'm kind of reflecting that a little bit. And I think that on top of that, like Contracts has stepped up in solo queue and like played a lot of games and is like started to master a lot of champions. You can see like I think he played 4 different champions today, right?
Yeah.
Dokla is playing a lot of solo queue. I think he's literally the biggest grinder out of all of us. Um, Vic plays a lot of solo queue. Ignar plays a lot of solo queue, and I think like Vic or FBI is like the biggest change from last split, and I think that that's like it's like kind of weird. In game, I wouldn't say he's like necessarily talking a lot, but when he does say stuff, he does say stuff that's like super super important. Um, and I think he gives a lot of confidence to our teammates because like not only does he like call when he calls for things, they usually work out, but it also feels like when we give him resources, he can carry. So
Yeah. This will be his third straight year at Worlds now. Uh, his third year, I think Ignor's what, third or fourth year, give or take, and obviously contracts first time in a while. Is there
yeah.
anything that they've mentioned to you throughout playoffs that has changed things? 'Cause I know FBI and Ignore are obviously newer to the team relative to the last time you made the run.
I think I mean it's not like compared to last or like compared to any time they change things, it's literally just like the presence of like stability um helps me a lot. So I think like FBI and Ignore are like pillars of stability almost, you know. And usually I am one, but I get really frustrated when I I just see some like messing around or something like that. So
Good that you take it serious though. I mean, that's something that at least from the outside in, it's really nice to hear because it's like there are the memes that NA players are a little bit more on the lazy side or that we don't take the situation seriously. To hear that is, I don't want to say refreshing because I know more people are like that than is led on to be. People,
yeah.
run with the stereotype for better or for worse. But I don't know. There's something really nice about hearing that. You got the best of Gory pretty consistently. And Gory was like unanimously, like I was he first All Pro this
He was second all pro.
okay, second All
I
Pro.
think Joe was first. Yeah.
For the record, before I get flamed all, I did have you as third on my ballot for context. You single-handedly were more impactful in almost every single fight that game. What do you think gave you the edge? Like, what did you do to prepare for this matchup against him that just put it head and shoulders above?
Um, I mean, this is something about playoffs for me. Usually I'll perform a lot better in playoffs. It feels really good to like have something on the line. I love pressure in that way. Um, I think usually I'll rise to the occasion as well. uh, but something that I mean a lot of people don't value in me as a player, like let's say like media wise, right? Like
Yeah,
they're banning Jason Tristana every single game after like the second game. I have picks for literally everything, and it allows my teammates to play differently. Um, I'm confident in all those picks as well. Like I really feel like um, I don't know, kind of feels like a champion puddle for a lot of mid laners right now. M&S is the only one that's pulled out like something new, so
yeah.
that's nice to see.
We'll get back to North America in a minute, but after game two, there was a lot of talk about how you guys were really the first North American team to effectively play a poke comp. Like, yeah, there were some stumbles with the team fight around topside near Baron where you guys got wiped, sure. But in almost every other scenario with that comp, you guys were playing it incredibly effective, which is not something that we normally see in North America. Going into Worlds, there's going to be a lot of fear from people that you guys might just, adapt to the meta or do the same thing that other North American teams have done whenever you go internationally. Given that it's going to be your first time, what are your thoughts going into it in terms of still keeping that pedal or the pedal to the floor and just full throttling it and not changing your identity of what you are? Like, is that something that's in your mind going into it, or is it just you're going to go and
I
figure it out?
I kind of think that like our meta is actually world's meta pretty much. Like you can see like actually this is something that's interesting about every single major region and every single team that plays. Like KT has different prios, LNG has different prios, JDG has different prios. It's because nobody knows exactly what is the best comp in League right now, and it's literally just player preference. It's like, what do you think you guys are gonna shit on them with today? If you play this matchup, will you shit on them? If answer is yes, just play it. Like, why not? Right.
Yeah,
So,
good to know. Are you nervous about Worlds at all? Or are you like is it purely like endless optimism, like ready to go from the jump?
all right, throwback to Optic Academy. We won our first 6 games in a row on that team, and then we lost 12 in a row. So I'm no. I know what losing feels like. All right. Um, I've been on a lot of losing teams. Don't really care. I think that for me, competition is like so fun and so exciting for me. Like, I mean, I just want to be the best, right? And I
Yeah.
think that going to Worlds will help me like rise to the occasion there. So,
I cannot wait to see you guys on that stage. It's going to be great. But there's another stage that you'll be on before that. Arguably bigger because I think LCS final stage is going to be bigger than like group stage
hmm
of Worlds. First time in an arena and like the full circle, fans all around you, opening ceremonies with everything there. Are you excited for it? How do you think you're gonna feel whenever you step on that stage for the first time? What are your expectations of it?
I think I'll just be, I think I'll just be really happy just to like be there, and then I mean, I don't know how it works. Like I've never been there before, right? Um, but like after everything's said and done, just go back to playing the game I love, you know.
Before
But
that, you got
before that, just definitely really happy.
you also got one more series before that weekend comes, and it's a question of whether you end up in the or do you go directly to the finals or do you have to work through the losers bracket? You got Cloud9. I know you guys have beaten them during the regular season. I think most people are still going to look at C9 as favorites whenever you go into best of fives, given their track record. They just are an incredible best of five team that's different than the regular season. Do you think you should be favorites going into that, despite that, given your record of the regular season? And how do you think the series is going to go?
I don't think that we're gonna be favorites going into the season, and I think that's like good for us, bad for them. I think that recently they've been feeling a lot of pressure. You can kind of see it in a lot of their players' like gameplay. They actually seem really disconnected. So I think that hopefully we're underdogs in that one. I think it'll put a lot more pressure on them. And then, how do I think the series will go? Uh, it'll be really interesting. Like when I say that, I mean like I'm really excited to see what they have like planned for us. You know, I really want to see like how their jungle counter picks work out, how their mid counter picks work out. Um, yeah, I mean that's the only thing I care about. You know. So.
Final question I got for you. Was Andy's bald head really the difference?
No, it was just a meme. We'll see for next series. We did it. We did it now. We'll do it before next series probably. So.
Yeah, you guys got to have some sort of pre-game tradition of your own, though. That's not like obviously it's a tease on Golden Guardians and like their thing with the narrow, but like you guys got to come up with something for yourself so you have it on stage to do as well. I think it'd be like a really cool thing that people would buy into.
Yeah, maybe. We used to do our cheers on stage, but I think some players don't like that. I think
some players don't like that.
I mean, yeah. So the idea is that like you want to, the closer you can simulate gameplay, like when you're on stage, the better you'll play, right? So
Yeah.
it's like sometimes it's a blessing and a curse for some people, you know.
Okay. I'm just saying, a good show for the fans goes a long way into buying support along the way. But don't let me hold you up. It has been way too long of a night for you. Go back, get some rest. I know you got a long week and a half ahead of you, so best of luck. I really look forward to seeing you guys on the stage.
Thank you.